What's up guys, Volt here for the second to last Kirby 3D episode. Looks like it's almost over. This part will discuss a feature that can change how a game is played. Yep, as the obvious title suggests, it's multiplayer time. Imagine the scope of playing Kirby online with all of your friends. It would be orgasmic chaos, at least for me anyway. So there are two modes of play, co-op and versus, and I have ideas for both. So how about starting with co-op? The Kirby game that really started with a great co-op to me was Amazing Mirror on GBA. The cell phones, 4 players, it was pretty cool. Only problem was the platform had to use those awkward link cables and everyone around you had to have an individual copy of the game. I kinda see it working like that, besides the hardware situation. It was just kind of annoying, you know? Return to Dreamland also continued this, except there was only one screen, which made sense for a 2D platformer. In Kirby 3D, for local multiplayer, split screen, and for online, just normal screens. Duh. In online games where a bunch of Kirbys are on a map, there has to be limits set for the amount of players at a time. Some could be 2, 4, 8, or what about 100? 100 on a map. Holy sucking duck. So, for online multiplayer, there would be various maps or courses to explore together. Some would have different goals like finding all the treasure, getting to the end, slaying the bosses, etc. Simple but fun. Some maps could be one-way challenges, and others could be expansive worlds. All of these courses would also be available locally, as well as the ability to split screen through story mode. That way up to 3 buddies can tag along, kinda like Return to Dreamland's multiplayer of the story. Now let's talk about some actions that happen between multiple Kirby. That by itself sounds cool. Multi-Kirby! First of all, inhaling other Kirbys. You can fling them out of stars, but if you are being swallowed or in a spit projectile, you can get out. This can prevent extreme douchebaggery. Also, what do you think about friendly fire? I personally think not, but opinions below, as always, would really be interesting. Also, something that lazy people like me absolutely need is a way to just ride on another Kirby's head. Ain't nobody got time to play the game, am I right? Aside from that, it could be used for warp star situations when you only have 1 star but 4 players. It may be stupid having to totem pole the puffballs on each other like a 4-scoop ice cream, but it would be hilarious, guys. Alright, time to move on to versus multiplayer. This would also be available both locally and online. There could be a leaderboard type thing where you can play certain challenges and get ranked using score or time against the world. This opens up a ton of possibilities even in the Miiverse. I don't have a Wii U yet, so I'm not entirely sure what the Miiverse can fully do, but it seems like a nice place to share achievements and such to make the game even more social, open, and even competitive. Alright, back to competitive play. You should also add certain modes of competition actively against other friends or random people. When I think of things like this, my mind instantly jumps to Air Rides minigames. Remember after beating Cine Trial you got to play one, like Drag Race, Destruction Derby, Melee, Jump as Far as You Can ones, and try to beat up King DDD? So, how about an obstacle course ordeal where you try to race opponents at the end? Or a similar course where you need to find a hidden item, the golden star ride anyone? Maybe a battlefield where you all try to collect items or kill enemies in a time limit, and you can hinder your rival's process or take their flags. This is just idea spitballing at this point, and for all you good idea game design people watching this, I really want to hear creative, clever, or just plain fun ideas. I think it's about time to wrap this video up. I know there are infinite ideas for any online game, and it isn't possible for me to touch bases on everything. That's why I appreciate the discussion about this, continue expanding the project and idea in bigger, better ways as a single person can alone. As always, like and favorite if you're feeling the urge. Stay tuned for the final episode where I try to talk about everything else that doesn't fit in a category or I just missed. Kind of a miscellaneous thing, as well as a conclusion to the whole thing. I'll also talk about submitting it to Nintendo more at the time. E3 just recently happened and sadly no Kirby game was announced to my knowledge. But hey, we have time. Anyway, thanks for watching and I'll catch y'all on the finale. Till then.